The 1990s were a dope and vibrant year. It was filled with fun and iconic moments like The Simpsons, Tamagotchis, dial-up internet, and 90s black beauty trends. Today, we will take a trip back to the 90s and visit some trends. But before we dive into the trends, let's briefly discuss some inspiration for these trends. The beauty and hair trends of the 1990s in the black community were inspired by a combination of factors including cultural influences, entertainment, and the desire for self-expression. Some of the key inspirations for these trends include African and Afrocentric influences. Many 90s black beauty and hair trends were inspired by the celebration of African and Afrocentric culture. This was a time when people wanted to reconnect with their African roots, leading to the popularity of hairstyles like braids and twists that had their origins in African traditions. Hip-hop and R&B culture. The rise of hip-hop and R&B music had a significant impact on fashion and beauty trends during the 1990s. Artists like TLC, Janet Jackson, and Mary J. Blige, among others, became fashion and beauty icons, influencing trends with their distinctive styles. TV and film. Popular TV shows and movies of the era, such as Janet Jackson's Poetic Justice, showcased characters with iconic looks that resonated with audiences. These characters and their styles inspired many of the hair and fashion trends of the time. Empowerment and self-expression. The 1990s marked a period of empowerment and self-expression within the black community. People embraced their unique beauty and used fashion and hair as a means to express their individuality and cultural pride. This desire for self-expression resulted in a wide range of diverse beauty and hair trends. Counterculture movements. The 90s was also marked by various counterculture movements, and the rejection of mainstream beauty standards played a role in shaping black beauty trends. Natural hair and rejecting chemical relaxers, for example, represented a countercultural shift away from Eurocentric beauty standards. Fashion and hair accessories. Hair accessories, bold colors, and unique fashion trends of the 90s, such as baggy jeans and oversized shirts, influenced the overall look and style of the era, complementing the hair and beauty trends. Celebrity influence. The fashion and beauty choices of black celebrities, especially in the entertainment industry, had a significant impact on what was considered trendy. Icons like Halle Berry, Brandy, and Queen Latifah, to name a few, set beauty and fashion standards for the decade. In essence, the beauty and hair trends of the 1990s were deeply influenced by a desire for cultural celebration, self-expression, and a rejection of traditional beauty standards. These trends played a crucial role in shaping the aesthetics of the decade and continue to be celebrated for their diversity and empowerment. Now, let's get into the trends. Let's start off with hair. First up, we have braids. In the 90s, everybody was rocking braids. You had box braids, there were jumbo-sized braids, braids with burnt tips, micro braids, braids with foil and beads. We all remember Janet Jackson's braids in the movie Poetic Justice. Those braids had a comeback in like the late 2010s, early 2020s. Go to any stylist, ask for Poetic Justice braids, they'll know exactly what you're looking for. Another person, y'all, Brandy had us in a chokehold with the braids. We could watch Brandy in music videos, wearing braids, on her TV show Moesha with her braids, and even when she started Cinderella, she wore her braids. To this day, Brandy is still referenced for her braids, and we got a chance to see Brandy take braids and make them more versatile. Dare I say, Brandy helped make braids be more acceptable to the mainstream? I don't know. Anywho, shout out to the queen of braids, Miss Brandy Norwood. Next up, we have beads with braids. Venus and Serena had us going with the beads. I remember watching the Williams sisters and begging my mom for beads. Also, shout out to the 90s babies who came home with a pocket full of beads after a long recess at school. Also, we can't forget about the braided bobs. Erica Alexander's character, Maxine Shaw from the TV show Living Single, wore her hair in a short braided bob, and she often had the back and side shaved down. Speaking of braided bobs, an iconic moment featuring braided bob was in the movie Set It Off. Remember, Stoney cut off her hair at the end. Jada Pinkett's character cut her hair off the end. Anyway, continuing with the hair trends, let's move on to some cuts, curls, and updos. First up are pixie cuts. Halle Berry, Nia Long, and Toni Braxton are the top names that come to mind when I think about pixie cuts in the 90s. I remember seeing Toni Braxton music videos, Nia Long acting in movies, and then The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Side note, let me tell y'all something. Nia Long is just one of them women who look good with any length of hair. She can do the pixie for you. She can do a mid bob, long locks, curly. Like she can do it all. Y'all, the pixie cut to this day is still on my list of hairstyles to try. Like right now, I'm currently locked, and I love my locks. But the perfect pixie cut is literally on my bucket list. I remember I liked the cartoon character Jamaica from Baby's Kid. Remember Robin Harris's girlfriend? Or, well, he was trying to date her. Her hair eats to this day. To this day, I want a Jamaica cut. I will have it one of these days. Anyway, next we have mushrooms and asymmetrical bobs. 2 words, T-Boz. T-Boz had the honey blonde asymmetrical cut with the long bangs. You knew who it was just by the hair without even seeing her face or even hearing her speak or sing. Also, we had the updos. Those updos defied gravity. I swear, we used to have them set ceiling sky high. When I think about the updos, that was the go-to for everybody's picture day. Picture day, everybody had some type of updo with a curly ponytail, with a little swoop, with bang. And when I think about updos like that, I think about the movie Babs with Halle Berry. And I also think about Monique's character, Nikki Parker, in the TV show The Parkers. Also, shout out to Monique's hairstylist. I definitely tuned into The Parkers to see her hair. You know how many people went to the hair salon to get those Monique-inspired hairstyles? She ate every time. It's like they couldn't miss with Monique's hairstyle during this time. All right, some more things we had in the 90s. There were pin curls, zigzag parts, waterfall ponytails, crimp ponytails, microwave ponytails, flat twists, and anything with a swoop. Like, was your hair even done if you didn't have a side swoop with a pin curly ponytail? In the 90s, we loved a good ponytail. 90s makeup. Now, the 90s makeup was all about making a bold statement with lipsticks. You had the deep, rich shades like burgundy and brown. All those colors were in the spotlight. You had the female groups like TLC. They not only had the chart-topping hits, but they also had us reaching for all those bold lip colors. There was also Mary J. Blige and Lil' Kim serving looks. Mary J. Blige would wear that brown lipstick that we all wanted to emulate. I remember coming of age when I was finally able to buy lipstick and wear what I wanted to. That was one of the first colors I ended up going back to. First, at that time, I think it was like the bold, like Barbie pink. So I found my perfect shades of pink. Then I did a little red lip. I gave y'all the red lip. I went to a little purple. But baby, when I found that brown, that perfect shade of brown, I loved it. And I really thought back to Mary J. Blige and all the 90s girlies that killed it with the brown. I still love me some brown lipstick. Anyway, speaking of lips, the 90s girlies were good for lining their lips and adding the Vaseline to complete the look. I don't even know how chestnut color lip liner even stayed on the shelf in the 90s. Come to think of it, the 90s girlies kept a good eyeliner or lip liner on deck. You could use it to draw on those trendy thin eyebrows, or you could use that lip liner or eyeliner to draw your fake mole, because that was definitely a trend. You had to have the fake beauty mark. Plus, there was Fashion Fair makeup. You had Avon. You had Mary Kay. Telling y'all, the makeup, it ate. I loved it. Also, before we go, there were so many beauty trends that I couldn't fit into one video. So I wanted to leave you with some honorable mentions. First up, we got Bath and Body Works. We got 3 specific scents for the Bath and Body Works. Had that cucumber melon, that sweet pea, and that sweet vanilla. Fun fact, sweet pea was my very first body spray when I was a kid. And my sister, she had the cucumber melon. We was feeling ourselves. Our room smelled just like that. You couldn't get away from them scents. Everybody had that. Plus, it was Aquanet. You had the Lush Jam. It was really the Slick. I remember using Slick so that my ponytails would be laid with a little extra shine. I remember that. Getting them Slick jars. It used to smell so good. Also, you had the oil sheen and the butterfly clips. I definitely have a vivid memory of walking across the schoolyard on a Monday. I had my flat twist, I had the flips in the back, and I had my springy butterfly clips. They were just bouncing around. And listen, your look was not complete without oil sheen and spritz. You could not leave the house. You could not leave the salon chair. You couldn't leave the kitchen wherever you was getting your hair done without getting sprayed. You had to do a little spritz for the roll, and that oil sheen always topped it off. We also can't forget about African Pride and Carry Oil. I remember my mom discovering that Carry Oil. Definitely had that. And last but not least on the honorable mentions list, that pink oil moisturizer. That pink oil moisturizer, we definitely had bottles on bottles on bottles. You know, every little girl got like a hair bucket with the beads and the barrettes or hair bag or something. That pink oil moisturizer stayed in there. Anyway, that was it for this video. So I want y'all to meet me in the comments. What 90s trends were yay or nay for you? And what should I forget? Drop down in the comments, let me know. I'll see y'all next video. Bye-bye.